everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a high-end haul. I cannot remember the last time I did one of these, but I recently took all of my Christmas gift cards to Sephora and I splurged a little bit. A lot of these products are ones that I've had my sights set on forever and I just finally broke down and got them, but I also used every single product on my face today, so I'll be able to show you the application. I don't know why, but I feel like my hair is looking crazy today. Like, I have a mirror in front of me, it looks fine, and then in the viewfinder, I don't know. Sorry about that. So we might as well start with the first thing that I went into Sephora for, because I've been wanting this product forever. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream, and I got the shade in 01 Opal. I feel like so many people are raving about this right now, which is why it was so much on my radar. Like, I've had it in my makeup buying list on my phone for so long, but my friend Candace from Fancy That with Candace featured it in one of her videos, and after that I'm like, okay, I just have to get this stuff. I used it yesterday on its own, and I must say I was a little bit disappointed. I've been hearing that this stuff has really great coverage, and I really wanted to try this formulation right now because my skin has been so dry. So after using it yesterday, I was kind of let down on the coverage, I must admit. I mean, I put it on, I just didn't feel like my face makeup looked complete. So I did have to break out some of my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and put that on my problem areas, but I did use it again today, and I'm a little bit more happier with it. I will say though that I did mix it with the next product I'll be telling you about, which is these Cover FX drops, and they provide more coverage, which is why I paired the two together today. And yeah, my overall look today I like a lot more, but I will say I see it breaking down a little bit on my forehead and settling into the lines around my mouth. So I'm kind of regretting using these two together because I really don't know which product is doing that. When I wore this alone yesterday, I didn't notice any problems. I was just a little let down in the coverage department, but I will keep playing around with it. I think the shade though is a little bit light. That's another thing I wanted to share with you because the second shade I did swatch on my hand and it looked really warm and really dark, so I did end up going with the lightest one, but when used on its own yesterday, I did have to bronze it up a little bit. So yeah, next up are these Cover FX custom cover drops, and I got the ones in P20, and I had to get these because of Emily Eddington and her Emily Awards. I think it was the first video she did on face products, she mentioned these, and I thought the idea of this product was incredible. So essentially this is a foundation. I'm not quite sure if they market it to be used on its own, but what the idea is that you take this little dropper and you mix it with any other foundation or face product that you want to have more coverage with. So that could be moisturizer, it could be a product like this today that's a little bit more sheer, or it could be heavy duty foundations just for more coverage. So I don't know, I just love the idea of this thing. These drops match me pretty well. I do believe that these were the lightest ones as well, but I really thought it did a good job with this Bare Minerals stuff today in bumping up the color just a little bit. I feel like with the Bare Minerals I was totally in between shades, but with this it ended up matching me really well. I added about 3 drops of this to my Bare Minerals stuff today, and I thought that was a good ratio. I don't know, I just will have to keep playing around with this stuff, but when you put it on the back of your hand as far as the formulation goes, it is really nice. It just looks like a super heavy duty foundation. Next up I have 2 concealers to tell you guys about, and I finally broke down and got the full size of the Benefit Erase Paste, again because of Emily Eddington. She had this in the same video I think where she featured those Cover FX custom cover drops. Why do I find that so hard to say? So yeah, after Emily raved about it, I had been wanting to try it for so long, so I was like, you know what, now's the time. I do remember trying this, or at least feeling it in the store a while ago, and I just remember it being really tacky and I wasn't super happy with it. So I did, like I said, break down. I got the number 1 shade in Fair. I did use it today, I used it yesterday, and again, for some reason when I used it today, I liked it a little bit more. Yesterday when I wore it, I just thought it was kind of a weird color for my skin tone. It is more on the salmon-y side, so I don't know if it's just because of my fair skin, but I just thought under my eyes, it didn't really conceal much and the color looked a little bit weird. But after putting it on today, you guys will see, I feel like I got a lot more coverage with it. It still is on that tacky side. It does make my under eye area look a little bit dewy, so I make sure to set this stuff. But this is another one that I think I'm gonna have to play around with just because the consistency is a little bit different than I'm used to for under my eyes. Another concealer that I have been so wanting to try ever since I've seen YouTubers talking about is the brand new Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. And I got this shade in R20, and again, I think this is the lightest one. But this stuff is really, really light, guys. This is another case where I thought the lightest shade was a little too light and the second shade was a little too dark. So I guess fair skin skin probs. I don't know. I had such high hopes for this though, and I used it yesterday, and yesterday again I was a little bit let down with this. I do love the applicator part of it. I don't actually use this on my face, but I think it's really neat because it's super easy to clean and it's really easy to like squirt out just the right amount. But yeah, this stuff seemed to be really light. As you can see today, I did use it on top of that erase paste, and I do think it did a good job at brightening everything up. I just expected this to have a little bit more coverage. This is another one that I'm just gonna have to keep playing around with, but I don't think that I'll be able to use this on my face, which is really disappointing because I have a little bit of problem areas right now. I've been really loving my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I've kind of fallen in love with that stuff all over again. So when I have that covers really, really well, I really expect a lot out of my concealers. This next one just makes me laugh because this is a total want, like not a need at all. I am definitely somebody who I already have a lot of eyeshadow and I don't always wear it. Like I could see having 10 palettes and wearing eyeshadow every single day, but honestly the only time I wear eyeshadow is probably when I'm doing these videos. So yeah, this was more of like a compulsive buy. Like I was in Sephora, I was at the Tarte thing, I saw it and I saw the colors and I'm like, I want that right now. So I'm sure you guys have that experience as well. So give this a thumbs up if you guys do that exact same thing. I don't know why, but this packaging made me so excited, and I honestly feel like even after using this today, the colors are totally up my alley. I'll go ahead and ramble off the shades I used today, but all in all, I feel like the quality of this is amazing, and it's like the perfect colors to create my eye look. Like what I think of when I want to wear eyeshadow in my mind is something like I'm wearing today. It's just a little bit more natural, a lot of neutral tones, and a shimmery lid. So the colors I wore today were Flower Child, which is really just like a skin tone shade, so I washed that all over my lid. I then put Smarty Pants in my crease as like a transition color, and then Jet Setter, which I've really grown to love, a Jet Setter and Smarty Pants. These to me are like the best crease shades. So yeah, I just put Jet Setter in my crease, a little bit heavier on the outer corners, and then to darken things up just a tad, I barely dipped my brush in Activist, which is just a really, really deep brown for my outer corner. I put Charmer all over the lid, and that's just a stark white, so I just wanted to wash out my lid a little bit before going in with a glittery shade. So the one that I do have on my lids right now is Funny Girl, and Funny Girl let me down a little bit. Let me just say, I think I swatched it in the store and I thought it was beautiful. Maybe it's just because I used like another eyeshadow under it. I still have to play around with it, but Funny Girl on like first swipe across my eyes, it was a little bit lackluster. It was a little bit patchy, but I feel like in a swatch though, it always comes out gorgeous. So yeah, with those 5 shades today, I mean, it was super easy to create this look. I feel like it turned out beautifully, and also they just all blended together so well and they had great pigmentation. My favorite thing about this though, for some reason, is just the colors and their setup. I feel like you could create today's look, which I consider more in like the medium ground of things. You could definitely create more of a natural eye with some of these lighter tones, and then if you want to go super deep dark, which I only do like a handful of times during the year, I could go for a lot of these deep dark shades. So absolutely beautiful, and I mean the packaging, come on. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this next one. This is the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector in the poured version, and I got the shade in Opal. This is one of those products that I've been wanting for so long, but for whatever reason, I've just never bought for myself. I will say though that before Christmas, I was in Sephora just kind of making like a Christmas list for my parents or something with ideas, and I did see these Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Now for Christmas, my mom did get me the one in like the pump form, or like the pump bottle. I don't know exactly what that one's called, but it's essentially this in pump form. I have used that a few times since Christmas, and it's a really nice texture. It's a little bit more on the moussier side, and I feel like the overall look is very similar to this thing, but when I was putting it on my hand, I was wasting a lot. It was a little bit messy, so when I saw that all happening with that product, this one popped into my mind, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that'd be so much easier. So this is really just a cream in this little compact, but I swear, BECCA, I just absolutely love their packaging. But using this today, guys, I was blown away, and I hands down like this version compared to that pump one, just because it's a lot less messy and I'm not wasting nearly as much. And I don't know, I've used a cream highlighter in the past from e.l.f. I think it's the e.l.f. Shimmer Palette, and I feel like that's an amazing, amazing deal, and I used that for years. But guys, seriously, this color, just the way it blended out on my skin, I thought it was beautiful. So that's all for the Sephora stuff, but I do have one little mention I wanted to throw in here for you guys, and I recently talked about these on Instagram as well as Snapchat, but it's actually the lipstick that I'm wearing today. Now, Scourge Cosmetics or Scourge Makeup did reach out to me recently in an email, and they were kind enough to send me 2 of their lipsticks. Guys, they did not even tell me to put them in this video. This is completely on my own, but I have been really enjoying these so far, especially the shade that I'm wearing today. This one is called Spark, and I feel like it's beautiful. It's just that orchid color that I've been loving lately, and I have realized, I mentioned this on Snapchat, that it's very similar to MAC's Heavenly Hybrid, which is one of my favorite limited edition MAC shades. So when it came to that lipstick, I'm like using it and I'm like just dying a little inside because I'm like, what am I gonna do if I run out of this? So when I realized that this was similar, that just like made me take a sigh of relief because I'm like, okay, at least I know there's one kind of dupe out there that'll give me the same kind of look. And then the other shade was Lava, and they picked 2 great shades because this is a beautiful red. I mean, seriously guys, like buy the swatch. I have not worn this on my lips, but look at that color. I just absolutely love how these are so bright and bold. These are $19 each, which I think is honestly quite high because these are not the best lipstick formulas I've ever tried. Even ones from the drugstore I think glide on a little bit better. But I'm going to be completely honest with you guys because when I receive products, you guys rarely ever even hear about them because I don't feel like I fall in love with them and they don't really live up to my standards. But because I was so pleasantly surprised with these, I wanted to tell you guys about them, and I'm just falling in love with the brand. The lipsticks are great, and just to think of a girl starting up her own lipstick line because she loves bright, bold color. Does that not sound like me? I would love to do that someday. So that's been all for my haul today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a huge thumbs up if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below telling me the next products that you think I should try. I do have a few gift cards left, so I see another haul in my future. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!